Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Donald. I'm in the technology department here at the Forestry Commission, and I'm pretty well the lead person for getting the radio projects coordinated statewide. At this point, our radio situation is very interesting. One thing I keep telling a lot of people, this is 2021. 2021 is a lot different from the year 2000 or even 2005, when we had a number of choices out there to pick from radios. We had Motorola, we had ICOM, we had Kenwood, we had Bendix King, we had Vertex. We had a number of different companies we could choose from, but now in the 2021 timeframe, that choice has become very slim. You have an expensive, maybe $6,000 per unit Motorola product, and it doesn't really offer as much conventional features as some of the other stuff. We also have a Kenwood product, which is probably in the $1,000 to $1,500 range, and it's kind of limited what it'll do. And then there's the BK Technologies radios. And we're finding that with portable radios, and we're finding that with mobile radios. So we're getting down to where there are not many choices for the VHF band. For almost 15 years, we've been using the Kenwood TK2170 portable. It's been reliable. I've had some complaints. It's small, people lose it, it don't really get out, and that's debatable. In some cases it may, or some cases it may not. I'm not going to talk about range today in this video. The potential replacement that technically, from a technical standpoint, is being recommended is the BKR 5000 Bendix King BK Technologies portable radio. As most of you are aware, we're in the process of replacing our mobile radios with the BK Technologies M150 mobiles. These mobile units will be going in all supervisor vehicles. These mobile units will be going in all enclosed tractors. These mobile units will be going in all road vehicles with less than 150,000 miles. We're in the process now of installing the radios. We have about 70 already installed with 50 to go with this first round, and there will be more forthcoming in the near future. So the mobile radio of choice is the BK radio because there were not any other choices. We evaluated the Kenwood. The Kenwood had some limitations. It's very close in operation, but it had some limitations. Also, the Motorola product, again, was price absorbent and really did not support the conventional VHF like it supports the trunking 800 megahertz systems. This is the BKR 5000 portable radio. It's large, it will fit in a chest pack, and hopefully if this falls off, you will know it falls off. It comes with a 4 amp hour battery, which is pretty significant. It will run the radio, they say, in standby for at least a couple of days. It has a display on the front. It has a small display on the top, so if this radio is on your belt, that you can actually see it. On the top, you have a channel selector knob. This particular radio, this one model, is limited to 16 channels on the top. There's a version that we're looking at that the knobs, just like the Kenwood, will keep going and you turn until you find the channel that you want. You have your volume knob. You have the orange button for nuisance delete as it's been assigned. You have a toggle switch here, which is keypad lock, and we'll go over why we're looking at keypad lock. Just to let you know, Lloyd Mitchell and I thank Lloyd because Lloyd spent a lot of time with it, went through a lot of the features and menus and found some very interesting things that we'll be talking about briefly this radio is capable of, and we worked together in this process. The radio has 3 buttons on the side. At this point, we've assigned the top button is the home button. You have the PTT button. We have a menu button, which is flexible with things for making adjustments to the radio, and it still be determined when and if we do get this portable radio, what will be in the menu for the user. And then we have a button on the bottom for brightness. We can actually turn the display off and turn it back on. Very significant are the 4 buttons on the front. The first 3 buttons we feel like are in very, very solid concrete. The first button being the zone button. If you mash and press the zone button, the way we have it partitioned out at this point is by the supervisor for that area. An example for Columbia, you know, East 3 is the Columbia supervisor, so that's an East 2 and East 3 share a zone. So you know that's going to be the Newberry, Columbia area. You go down to, or go up to say Lynch's River 4 and 5, you know that's Darlington and Chesterfield. And you go up in the coastal, you got Santee 2 and 3 grouped together and Santee 4 and 5. Then you got a massive statewide bank. Also you have a bank, we'll talk about command zone later. Have a bank for NOAA weather radio. You have a Forest Service bank, North Carolina Forest Service. Everything in North Carolina would be in here. And then you start with your west groups. And then you select the zone and you mash enter. On the version we're looking at, you can just turn this knob just like you do with the Kenwood and find the channel you want to go to, or you can press the channel number on the front panel. If you know what your number is, and you probably will in time for your county or what your fire department is. In this one, I think I'm in the LR2 zone. I know Sumter Fire is number 18, so if I press 18, it's going to put me there, and I press enter, and then Sumter Fire Department will be on your radio. And if you have the radio in scan, which is the second button, scan on and scan off, which scan is on now, I can lock by this switch up here. I can lock the front panel so I can't mess with it or change it, or I can't accidentally bump it and hit it and mess it up. Scan list, always a question. This one is more like the Kenwood and not like the Motorola. It's very simple with the scan list. Let's unlock the display. Go over to Scan Plus, which is the third button. And just like you did with the Kenwood, you use previous, and then you do the plus and minus to add, and you'll see a checkbox placed by the channel in your scan list. So the user scan is very friendly on this radio. I'm going to escape out of that. One advantage we're doing with this, and we're not doing it with the mobiles right now, but it's something that we could look at. One feature is called the command zone. As I go to zone, I change down to the command zone, which is in the bottom. And I enter it. Command zone is a zone that you can build yourself. You can put anything you want in that zone. Say if you want to make a customized zone from all the channels, you can go to back to a particular zone, pick that channel, and you can add it or delete it as you desire. So you can actually build a channel in the command zone. When the command zone holds 16 channels, it's telling me, I think, that I need to delete one in order to add one. But you can actually custom build this command zone. Some of the other functions are, we have it where the star down here will tell you what your battery life is. And my battery life says I've got 100% because I charged it overnight like a good boy. And it says I've got 1 day of operation. So that's 24 hours of operating just sitting in the monitor mode. So the battery is supposed to last a long time. So I'll escape out of that. If you're scanning and somebody's talking and you don't want to hear them, the orange button up here is the nuisance delete. So you can actually delete. It won't do it because there's not anybody in talking, but it says can't delete selected channel. But if somebody else was talking, it would actually come in and delete whenever you mash it. You're familiar with the nuisance delete on the Kenwoods. You're familiar with it with the Motorola's. One of the features is you've got 4 fast zones up here. which have to be pre-programmed by us. But basically, you have A, B, C, and D. You have 4 zones up here. So you can actually have 4 hot zones. It was recommended by the BK rep that the home zone, like if you're in the East 2, East 3, that you make that C, and then you make your command zone 4 if we go that route with the command zone. What's nice about this radio is you can actually set the home channel without having a computer. For example, mash and press the home button, and it says home channel set to command zone, which is 21, whatever the channel was. I believe it was channel 1 in this case. So anytime I go off of it and I come back to it, Florence repeater is the home channel in my radio. So that's a nice function. Also, this same function is in the mobile radios. The mobile radio also can have the home channel set by long pressing the home channel button. This radio is very popular with the U.S. Forest Service and other natural resource agencies. This radio is very flexible in programming, setup, and the functions it offers. I have not seen another radio with the flexibility this radio has and will be well suited for our operation. Radio is also capable of digital modulation. We're not using digital modulation as an agency at this point, but the radio is capable of digital modulation for future technologies. So the radio is very versatile and has a lot of capabilities. So this is the BKR 5000.